So today we're gonna be talking about jungle archetypes. Really straightforward, just the style of jungling, and just how does that fit your champ pool and everything. So let's jump right in. So does jungle playstyle exist? Realistically, like not really. A big thing about jungling is you're 1v1ing the enemy jungler, but are you really 1v1ing anyone? You're fighting against monster camps. So jungling like doesn't really have a style to it. In general, like in jungling, it's only the right answers for the different styles of, or for the different champions you're playing. So in this short sense, there's no jungle style. But if you want like a really in-depth idea of it, like yes, there is certain champs and their kits incentivize different styles of patterns. So what we mean by this is like Karthus or Gwen or Nocturne or Mumu. The pattern is you full clear, you get your camps before you do something. Champions like Xin Zhao, Poppy, Ivern, any of these aggressive champions, Rengar, even assassins, Shaco, these champions want to gank. So you do have these like farming junglers and then these ganking junglers, but ultimately, what's key thing is the key thing to understand is like at the end of the day, it's dependent on your kit and it doesn't impact jungle as a whole. It's based on the champion you're playing. So like pretty much like following what these champ kits are good at will result in more wins or losses. You might miss out on some wins, but overall be more consistent. So pretty much like we broke down into like we broke it down into there's ganking junglers and there's farming junglers, and then like at the end of the day, these ganking junglers can farm, these farming junglers can gank. So it's like you can sort of do all of the above. That's the cool thing about jungle is you have the infinite amount of agency to do all of these things. What's different about laning, for example, is like let's say you're playing like Kassadin. It's a very one-dimensional champion. You can play like electrocute, damage Kassadin, but that's very one-dimensional. Even then, it's very difficult to pull that off and hard in general. Very one-dimensional. Jungling, well, if you're playing Hecarim, you can 3-camp on Heck and gank anyway. Who cares? Doesn't matter. On Karthus, you can do the same thing. You can 3-camp invade. Now, that's where you guys need to understand that jungling is a bit different compared to laning. Drastically different, I would say. I would even argue. So just like bear with that in mind as like you think about like your jungle playstyles. It can be drastically different. All right, so let's talk about the full clear junglers and then the invade strong skirmish junglers. So pretty much you have the fast clearing junglers who want level 6. This style of play, by the way, is what I teach. Fundamentals. Which is why I recommend you guys play champions that align with this very easily. So it's very important to understand that I'm a full clear connoisseur. I've pioneered the jungle space to saying, hey guys, full clearing is your best friend. Let me quickly dive into why. Some of you guys already know why. But for those of you who don't, the main reason that I pioneer the full clear style and I emphasize full clearing is simply because of the ease of access to clearing your own camps compared to invading and ganking. The percent chance of you succeeding when you full clear is 100. The percent chance of you succeeding an invade or a skirmish or a gank is very, very, very fluctuating. It really depends on a lot of different factors. So I emphasize full clearing because it's just very straightforward and very easy to replicate and very easy to learn. I just need you guys to like understand where I am coming from in this sense of like learning League of Legends. I am the full clear guy, and I always recommend you guys full clear as well. Now the other style like we've been talking about is the ganking style or invading, so skirmishing, where your level 2 is strong and you want to win 1v1. So these are champions like Warwick here. These are champions like Graves, like Lee Sin, like even Kindred really. And then the farming junglers are going to be Diana. You have Master Yi, sort of. Master Yi can be in between. Hecarim. I mean, Nunu can also skirmish. You sort of have these like different champion archetypes, right? These are the different champions. I should have let you guys do this. I'm not gonna lie. It's my fault. But I went ahead and did it anyway. Let's do it this way because I want to still do something like that. What we'll do is let's just go to u.gg, and I want you guys to categorize the first Um, how would you guys do this? Just in your head, like categorize the first 8 champions. Um, number it. So just go like 1 is like farming, 2 is like ganking, 3 is like whatever, 4 is like whatever. I'll give you guys a quick like 3 minutes to do this. Just 1 to 8. Just put 1 is farming or ganking, or farming or invading, farming or skirmishing. 2 is whatever. If you guys want to be interactive here, you can just think about it yourself. But breaking down and understanding what every single champion is like just really important for you guys to understand. And I want you guys to do the first like 8 champions. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty basic. I'll just give the few people who are trying to type right now, the chance to give their answers, and then I would just like clear it up myself. What I'm saying is like write down 1 is like ganking, 2 is like farming, like whatever champion, correlate it to a farming or ganking style. We have farm, 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 gank, farm, gank, gank. Okay, so Udir number 1. Eric, thanks, man. Unfamiliar. Okay, so we have some unfamiliar ideas. Okay, cool. All right, let's just like speed this up here. So number 1, Rek'Sai is actually a ganking jungler. You don't want to be farming on Rek'Sai as frequently. So for you bats, when you're playing against Rek'Sai, you can expect a level 3 invade. You can expect a level 3 gank. Fiddlesticks ganking, farming. Nocturne's farming. Gwen's farming. Zinzao's ganking. Yorick's farming, and then Warwick is ganking, and then Shaco's ganking. So like, actually, let me like break it down like this. You have ganking, 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 ganking here, and then farming here. So like, it's just important to like look at all the champions in the game and understand, okay, are they farming or jungler? Now, I love this champion, guys, right here, Jarvan. What do you guys think? Is Jarvan a farming or jungler? Let's think about it this way. Is Jarvan farming or ganking? This is my favorite champion. Everyone can respond here. I want as many people as possible to like tell me what they think about this champion. Is this champion farming or ganking jungler? Gank, 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 gank. You guys think Jarvan's a ganking jungler? So here's where like, let's say I'm playing against you, and I'm Jarvan. You will think I'm going to gank lanes and invade you or like apply pressure. The way I play Jarvan is I play like a farm champion, which is why jungling gets so complicated, right? Because like you can choose to do different things. The way I play Jarvan is a farming jungler until I hit level 6 on first item. So you guys hear the common things I say all the time: level 6 first item, level 6 first item. Same thing on Jarvan. When I get level 6, I'm powerful as shit. I can kill anyone. Think about it this way: Jarvan is very strong with his gank. A level 4 Jarvan ganking or level 3 Jarvan ganking versus level 6 Jarvan ganking. Crazy, right? So there's a lot of these things where it's like, you guys will assume Jarvan's a X type of champion, and then if you play it in a completely different way, you're screwed. For example, guys, Karthus, real quick, we love to talk about Karthus. Is Karthus a farming jungler or a ganking jungler? Just go quick, just type it quick. Farming or ganking, guys? Farm, farm, farm. Farm, 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 machine, AFK, farm. What if Karthus level 1 invaded you? Let's say Karthus 3 camp invaded you. Now what? So that's where like archetypes of jungling get so complicated and confusing. Because there's so much like random shit you can do in jungle that like you need to be able to adapt to whatever is occurring in your game. Okay, but ultimately the point being in at a very baseline level is like, hey, your champion has an identity. You want to understand their identity, and then the champion you're playing against understand their identity as well. Yeah, Lee Sin's a great example. He can full clear and he can gank. It's a great example. Okay, let's talk about the full clear. Let's talk about the full clear game plan. So your full clear game plan on like champions like this, you know our best buddies all the way over here, is pretty much really straightforward. Make sure you don't get invaded on your first clear. How do we do that? We'll talk about warding in a second. Clear your camps off spawn 420 timer for your second respawn. So important on farming junglers. If you're messing this up, and these are any of your main champions, Udyr is included, Nocturne's included, Amumu's included, you're absolutely going to lose your games. Get to level 6 or your major power spike. So major power spike is normally your first item, / level 6 is very powerful as well. So you're level 6 on Diana, Hecarim, Karthus, Gwen, that's like your big power spike. Okay, so how do we know if you're a full clear champion? It's pretty straightforward. You have a fast clear, you have a really strong level 6, and you're weak in the early game. Now, Karthus is sort of in between, because Karthus can actually shit on you 1v1, but like, in general, Karthus is pretty weak in the early game. So, these champs can be proactive early, just risk reward. Like here's the fun thing about jungle archetypes, right? They can be very strong, but you know, it's risk and reward. Now, let me ask you guys, off the top of your head, any of you guys can list, let's just say, like, let's list 3 junglers you guys can think of that fit in this category of full clearing junglers. I could have said it already. Try to bring a champion that no one said or that I haven't said. But you guys can just bring up any champion that comes to your mind. Got some good answers here. Got some good answers. Cool. We got some Lilia. We got some Shyvana, Amumu, Fiddle. Good. Wukong. Good. Viego's in between. We'll talk about Viego in a second here. I'll give Hyper and Royal Squirrel a chance to answer. Zyra's a good one. Echo's a good one. Great. Good answers. Wukong. Great. Anyone else? Any other answers here? Alright. Let's talk Viego real quick, guys. Do you guys think Viego is a full clear jungler or a farming jungler? Is Viego full clearing or farming? Ilya says he can do both. Maya says he can adapt. He's farmer, but he can do both. Both, flexible. So, when you have a champion like Viego, and everyone's saying you could do both, what should your game plan be? How do you decide your game plan? Because on a full clear jungle, Diana or Hecarim, it's very obvious. It's very simple. It's very one-dimensional with how you're playing. You're playing a champion like Viego now, where you can do both, or Lee Sin, where you can do both, or Volibear, where you can do both. Now, what's your game plan? How do you decide? Someone's saying based on matchup and map states, if I'm strong early, I'm gonna invade. Okay, depends on what map. Otherwise, full clear. Here's the thing, guys. This is a trick question. I want to see if anyone can get it. Stick to the plan you made, okay. Which style suits you better? Okay. Anyone else? One more person typing. Let's wait. Full clear unless someone does something dumb. Cool. Okay, so we got some good answers. Someone says which style suits you better. I'm going to have to say that's the closest to what I'm looking for. The answer, the trick, guys, is not find the best choice in the game. It's if you're not a challenger player, you will not find the best choice in slot in the game. It's very difficult to. There's going to be some condition you missed. So the best case for you, most of the time, 99% of the time, will be to commit to a style of play and work on your consistency. Do not fluctuate on Viego from ganking and farming and ganking and farming. It's very bad for your discipline. It's very bad for consistency. If you can focus on one thing, aka, let's just say, farming, getting level 6 first, do that every single game, boom, now we're going to level up our gameplay as we go. That's your focus. So I need you guys to understand that, like, okay, if you want to play Viego like a ganking jungler, one, don't, because ganking is very hard to execute on. But if you did for whatever reason, and you have a friend who does that for whatever reason, just explain to them that they cannot change their playstyle and they shouldn't, just because they see a few different conditions. Now, okay, so what? It's like, wait, do we never learn how to like adapt and like play different styles or anything like that? It's like definitely not. You just want to hit diamond at least, or masters at least, before you start learning more advanced things. League is too complicated. Again, the explanation is 170 champions, 5 unique abilities per champion, 840 unique things. There are literally like only 119 elements in the periodic table. You guys are trying to memorize 8 times that, plus items, plus interactions, plus map stuff. Why try to make your life harder by learning different things? Learn one thing. So stick to the fundamentals, stick to the discipline. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, let's talk about some examples now. Stock shop. So here we're playing some Kayn. Clearing top down, you guys know the drill. And I'm starting my Raptors, and I'm just farming all the way. I farm Krugs. So here, we're going to go 2x speed. But like literally, what do you guys think I'm going to do this game as on Kayn, as a full clearing jungler? I'm literally just going to farm the whole game. I'm gonna skip through. We go to our wolves, we go to our grump, we go to our blue buff, we go to the crab. Our teammate, watch this, guys. You guys need to understand the level of discipline I have on a farming jungler. Watch. This guy's getting chased. This guy's dying. This guy's getting chased. The guy literally dies right next to me. I just let him die. Drop a ward. Go to the top side. Investigate camps. Check real quick. There's nothing up here. Okay. Take my leave, take the top crab, back to camps, farm, back to the bot side, farm. Okay, farm everything, look for an extra camp. Okay, level 6, go make a play, you got a kill, go 1 for 1, it is what it is. Okay, back to camps, farm, make a quick little play, and back to camps. Like, it's a very, very, very fluid way of playing the game. It's a very, 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 like I am playing a farming jungler, I will farm first before making plays. Once I have my items and everything, then I can go crazy. You guys know the drill. You guys know what it's like to play a farming jungler. Udyr is the exact same thing here. So my Raptors, clear top down, just farm it all up, farm. Fight a little bit in the bot side. It doesn't look like anything. Falling dies, I get a kill. Back to the top side, farm. Fight a little bit. Okay, back to camps. Now this game I broke off tempo a lot more. I'm 29 CS, 6 minutes into the game. This game we lost. Is it directly correlated with how I played? No. But it is something to mention that, like, yes, like when you break off your full clear plan as a full clear jungler, you will struggle. I was not as fed as I could have been this game because I broke off my full clear strategy. And then here's one more example we have of Udyr. It's, what do you guys think I'm going to do? I'm going to start my bot side here and do a little bit of dance. And I'm starting Raptors. I full clear. I clear the Krugs. I clear the red buff. I clear the wolves. I clear the grump. I clear the blue. I go down. I get a ward. I go back to the Raptors. I go back to the Krugs. I recall. I go back to the top side. I clear. I fight. After my camps are done, I do an objective. What do you guys think I'm going to go after? Well, here I can invade his top side because like this we can fight. And then there's more camps to take. And then at this point, it's like my number one priority at this point now, when I'm this powerful, is I can like snowball and escalate the game and progress things. But it's the same concept, guys. I am never, ever late to the grubs. I am never, ever late to any camp or objective because I'm clearing things on spawn. Like right here, wolves is not even up yet. Wolves is not up. It just spawned right now. Look at the map. It's not up. And then boom, it spawns. So this is what full clearing looks like on jungling. Like, you gotta be so quick. If you play a full clear jungler and you're not farming this efficiently, you're probably messing things up. Promise you. Okay, let's talk about invading. So, if you're thinking about invading, which is the alternative to full clearing, and it's if you're playing a champion like this. If you're really thinking about invading, you can. So, you ask yourself, can I win level 1? Graves has E, Graves is really powerful level 1. Bel'Veth has Q, Bel'Veth's very powerful level 1. I can invade the Raptors, or I can invade like the buff. Very powerful in some champions. Lee Sin's powerful too. Kidge is powerful too. All these guys are powerful. Cool. Can you invade level 2? Okay. We talk about Curious Narnia strat in a second. But Graves level 2, dash over the wall. Lee Sin can go level 2, Kindred can go level 2, you can invade on any of their camps. Cool. Can you invade them after after 3 camps? Check your priority. So there's a lot of different ways you can invade, a lot of different ways you can structure things. The most simple way to invade and to get pressure on the map is like this. You do 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll do it this way. 1, 2, 3 camps. This guy's pathing down, and you invade here on the red buff. So the simplest way to invade. Let's say you have mid prio. Let's say you have bot prio. Bada bing, bada boom. You're crushing them over here. There's nothing that they can do. Especially if you 1v1, that's the easiest way to invade. Now, Curious Narnia strat, you can go like 1 into 2 here, right? Or you can go from base, wait here, and then go invade level 1. So a lot of different strategies to invading. You need to make sure you're playing champions like this, which I never really recommend, right? I don't recommend these champions, but you can. You can. If you enjoy the game like this, I'm still going to teach it. I'm going to stop withholding info from you guys at this point. I will teach these things. Okay, if you're playing champs like this, you need to look to always leverage your strength and try to match. Let's say you're playing Graves into a champion like Diana or Evelyn. You want to be in their fucking face. Meaning, if the Diana is not scaling by getting their camps, and you as Graves are not scaling by getting your camps, that's fine for you and worse for the Diana, because the Diana is always going to be weaker than you in the early game or in a state of the game where she's not farming ahead of you. So if you can force a game state like this as Graves into Diana, we're very, very, very happy. Okay, so traits for invading champions: you're strong level 1, 2, and 3, and you win 1v1 as well, right? And you're also not really reliant on level 6. Like, pretty much none of these champions need level 6 to crush the enemy jungler. Is it helpful? Oh, hell yeah. Do you need it? No. The thing is, this is the myth, guys. These champs can easily full clear, right? And still win. They just have they have more agency to do things. The downside is that their scalability and their team fight, the mechanics needed to win team fights is much like worse. Like, they need a lot more skill to win later on team fights, which is why compared to champions like Amumu, Amumu's easy as fuck. You just Q, R, E, and picture playing Graves. Where are you gonna smoke screen? Where are you gonna Q? How are you gonna E? How are you gonna R? How are you gonna get your autos in? How are you gonna weave your range? You'd also one-shottable. Same with Lee Sin. Are you gonna insect someone? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do that? It's like, so there's complications with these champions, but they're generally stronger, which is why you'll see higher elo players play these champions, because the skill cap, the skill ceiling is way higher. But if you're average player, for myself even, when I back in my little days as a worst player, before I hit challenger and shit, like, I could not touch these champions. I would run it down. So that's just one way to look at it. Now let's talk about Curious Narnia strat real quick. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this, but pretty much the way Curious structures Narnia strat is he will do one camp here like Raptors. Okay, hold on. He's like explaining it all. Okay, honestly, this is a video that, like, if like Kiri's a great coach. Kiri's a great coach, great guy. This is a video I'm gonna send. You guys can watch after. It's good if you like invading. It's good if you like playing the style. It's not directly opposing of what I believe is good or bad, but it's definitely just things that I don't inherently like teach. But the idea is, like, look, you do your Raptors. When you do your Raptors, after the Raptors, you immediately go for an invade. So he explains like when you should do it, how it works, what's going on, and he's able to like crush the enemy jungler like this. It's very, very nice. He holds a smite. He explains everything, how you hold smites, yada yada yada. So pretty much, if you're interested in learning more invade lines, you can do this. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into the invades. I have some examples here to show you guys. Okay, so here we have Mr. Chad's game here. We did 4 camps. We did Blue Gromp Wolves, Raptors, and we're now pivoting into a mid counter gank because we see the Maokai. He had no E, so he couldn't finish the combo. Okay, so this guy is really low, gets pushed out. And the thing is, the Maokai is low as hell right now. So because Maokai is low as hell, what we can do as the Vi is absolutely pressure the heck out of the Maokai and just go ahead and dominate all the camps here. So here we have the enemies coming in. But the thing is, in this picture, the reason why this is so like we're able to like win and pressure here, and the reason why we want to pressure here is because like we want to pretty much, okay, the idea is like the Azir here just teleported back, right? So the Azir just came back to lane and TP back, and we're fighting now, and Azir is forced to come help the jungler, right? If Azir doesn't come help the jungler, the Vi will take the Maokai's camps. So Azir comes to help, and Azir dies 1-for-1. But what happens to the enemy mid lane now? The enemy mid laner loses a full fat wave. In fact, the enemy Maokai had to come over to defend that. So now through the mid lane, we're going to have a massive advantage. This is just the idea of forcing your cards when you put the enemy jungler into this low HP. It's just the awareness of, hey, we can make this guy really low by doing X, Y, and Z, which is just chunking this guy out and then now pressuring the enemy camps. Now, I would play this a little differently, personally. One, like, I would probably try to chunk the Maokai out right away with just, like, Q the Maokai here instead of going for the kill. If I Q the Maokai and I fight the Maokai here, I push him out, we can probably kill the Maokai. And then Choshi can walk away here, and then, like, this guy can't really help. And then the next thing is when I'm looking for camps and I'm looking to invade, I'm not necessarily looking for his wolves here. What I might think about doing is while the Maokai is doing the wolves, I'm going to one-shot the blue buff. I'm going to bring the blue buff all the way up here and try and one-shot it. There's different ways to play it. You can also pressure the bush here. But the idea is what we've generated here is Maokai's low on HP. Maokai's low on HP. We pushed them out. Now we want to play aggressively. That's the flow of the game. And if Mbessa comes and Azir comes, we will leave and we will try to survive. And now the laners will lose waves. The laners lose waves. It's also worth it. Okay, it's the same sort of style. We did 3 of our bot camps, and we're stronger than the enemy jungler level. We're stronger than the enemy jungler. We also have priority in the mid lane. This is the 3 camp invade. We have mid prio, we have top prio, so we're going straight into the enemy jungle. And here we are with our teammates. This guy is like showing up. Okay, he's getting chunked here. He has to use his spells. Cool. So then he uses spells. He walks away, and now we're able to. I don't know why the Pantheon walks back in. This is like I don't know what level of play this is, but I'm not gonna lie. That's just disgusting. Like, that is actually, like, why is Maokai walking back in? I don't know. This is why invading can be good sometimes. Because, like, people are just, like, dumb. People just can't handle losing camps. This guy just, like, could not handle the fact that he's gonna lose his red buff. Which is why, like, invading can be good. It definitely can be. And we take all the camps. We're able to, like, pressure a top dive. Like, you know, there's just, like, a lot of good stuff that can come from invades, for sure. It's definitely a style of play that's like, hey, if you can really, and I mean really get good at this shit, it's great. It's amazing. But in general, it's fucking hard. I have one last example here, which is using level 1 like strength. Nidalee is one of the strongest champions level 1. We're playing against a champion like Fiddlesticks. So we just fuck him out of the jungle like really hard. Just like keep fucking him out of the jungle. This is like really easy to do as Nidalee. One of the most broken jugglers in the game to do this. Look at the timestamp we're going in as well. We go in at around like 110. We have the Pantheon support coming with us as well. So we just go ahead and get vision can start their camps. They're absolutely giga screwed when we do something like this. There's nothing they can do because when you land a spear on Italy, you gain move speed, and then when you're I mean when you're in bushes as well, I believe you gain move speed. No, it's just the bushes. The bushes give you move speed. That's like the main thing I believe. I don't know. Pretty much this champion's just like stupid. When you land spears, the champion's brain dead. So it's like really, really powerful to do something like this. And Italy's also a good champion to think about invades. So someone's asking like, is this the same kind of thing as the boss wasting the other team's tempo by creating an ultimatum of if I get ahead if a second person doesn't come to help, but I also get ahead if a second person comes to help. Yeah, exactly. That's the exact logic. It's like invading normally means that enemy laners will come and fuck with you. If you can survive and the enemies don't come to fuck with you, then your laners get ahead. Like that's essentially how it works. Would you say it's more team-oriented though? Like low elo players wouldn't rotate like that very easily. Yes, that definitely in lower elos, people don't enjoy moving as much as higher elos, because they don't see the vision as easily, for sure. So that's like a very important thing to distinguish. Is like, hey, especially in lower elos, it's much more difficult to think about invading, which is why farming is even better. Like that's why I even recommend farming, right, guys? Like I'm the farming connoisseur. I'm the guy who's like farm, farm, farm. So let's quickly talk about how to find a jungle camp. Okay, like if you want to actually find your jungle camp or jungle champ, and you don't want to just like follow my lead, of like a moo and shit like that. Let's just talk real quick. I'll give you guys the actual rundown. If you enjoy like the PvE playstyle and consistent gameplay, right? It's emphasize. Farming junglers may be for you. These champions are for people who like consistency. You have a singular game plan every game. Nocturne and Moo, of course. I value the consistency, right? Like I value this. That's why it's a clear difference. Let's say like the skirmishing invading style of jungling. If you enjoy fighting, skirmishing, and want to play more like a lot of adaptation to your games, skirmishing invading junglers may be for you. These champs are for people who want the fucking action, who want to just fuck around the whole game and just fight them. Go ahead, Xin Zhao, Viego, Graves, etc. The problem with something like this is the consistency. If you're able to have a consistent game plan on a skirmishing invading jungler, that's okay. If every game, you figure out a way to 3 camp invade or level 1 invade or level 2 invade, and you're able to replicate that consistently, go for it. Go crazy, guys. The problem is when it doesn't work. There's a much higher chance of it not working, and a much higher chance of it not being as rewarding. On top of that, think about the skill you need to win team fights on Xin Zhao compared to a champion like a Mumu. A big difference here. Mumu run in there head first and stomp him. It's like the main reason I wouldn't want to play these junglers. Better to farm and play for myself instead of people that can't do much with leads. Exactly. Like that's generally why I also don't recommend invading, and why when I was thinking back after I retired as a pro player, how can I help the average player get out of lower elos? What method can I use to teach people to climb out from bronze all the way to gold? What can I educate? How can I do this? And what I came to the conclusion of is farm your fucking camps. Counterpoint, Briar W and run under tower. Thank you, yeah. Six says, I enjoy those kind of junglers, but climbing is a different story. It's way more difficult to climb as a skirmishing invading jungler. Like, Viego, like once again, Viego's like sort of in between, right? Like, Viego's sort of in between. But the consistency is what I value. If you're able to have consistent invades and consistent skirmishes on aggressive champions, no problem. And that's your style, no problem. Alright, guys. I'll give like a few more minutes for questions. Does anyone have anything they want to ask about jungle archetypes? Let's stick within this realm of jungle archetypes. I don't want to branch off. Anyone? We got several people typing. Okay, let's take a look at these questions. Easiest skirmish champion. Good question. Probably Xin Zhao. I mean, let me take a look at the let me take a look at the like champions. Xin Zhao is one of the easiest ones. Um, yeah, I would say Xin Zhao is probably the easiest. Volibear's okay. Will you be doing any content on ganking styles in the future? I know you do dislike playing champions like Elise and Angela. Yeah, in the future for sure. I mean, we have the whole curriculum set up right now, so we're just going on these events as we go. But I think I might just do like a few bonus events here and there. If anything, I can do one on ganking. We'll see. If I'm playing Elise, should I look for invades or ganks in the early game? So Elise is a champion where it depends on the it depends on the matchups. If you have like really strong top lane like Renekton, if you have Elise Renekton, the enemy top laner should die. If you have like Elise Nautilus in the bot lane, the enemy bot lane should die. If you are playing Elise into like a really easy champion to kill, like I don't know, like Talia or Zyra or something, like you can go crazy. Kindred. It depends on the map state for Elise. In general, though, the way I like playing Elise is to look for invades. Because if I look for invades, I can pivot into ganks. Because I'll be on the right side of the map. Like, let's say I'm here, and I want to do, like, red, Krugs, Raptors. I can go invade here, and let's say there's nothing to invade. Well, now at least I can go here and, like, dive the guy. Or, like, gank the guy from this angle. So, that's the way I see it. So what about tank junglers? I assume they are just full clear. Tank junglers depend. I mean, tank junglers need less resources, so you're oftentimes giving more to your laners. Meaning, on Poppy, for example, you can just keep ganking lanes. Sejuani, Maokai, same thing, just gank, 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 gank. Because you want your laners to win. Like Rammus, for example, you don't want to full clear this champion. You're not going to solo carry the game. You want to gank to help your laners. The same reason why on skirmishing junglers, like Xin Zhao, you don't full clear, because you can't solo 1v9 the game. But a champion like Gwen, if you full clear, you can solo 1v9 the game. Same thing with Nocturne, same thing with Fiddlesticks. One good ultimate on any of these champions, you solo carry the game. One good ultimate on Xin Zhao does not mean you win the game. Oh, Evelyn's style? When I used to play her, I farmed as level 6 and tried pressuring and ganking the majority of the game. Evelyn is a full clear freak. Unless she has her ultimate. If she has her ultimate, look for a kill, and then you're done. Evelyn's a champion, it's very easy. Every time you have your ultimate, look for one kill, then leave. You want to farm first, and then gank after. Once you get your second item, so whether you're going like Lichbane, Rabadons, or whatever, like whatever you're buying, like Protobelt, I don't know, Storm Surge, whatever. Just get like 2 items, then you can go gank a lot. Or if you're stacking Medjais, then you can gank. Then you can like fight a lot. You need damage to be willing to drop your camps. Otherwise, farm your camps. Oh. What do you do? Wait, what do you need to do if you are a full clear champion versus someone who's always invading you? It's just understanding that like that is supposed to happen. Like it's funny. It helps to know that like that means the enemy jungler is doing something good. So then just relax. You know, it's okay. Relax, lose camps, try to find small windows to gain camps back. It's okay to lose your jungle. Especially if you're playing against a jungler who's like good and who knows how to invade you, that's like completely normal. I guess a ganking jungler would be screwed if their plan doesn't work early, since their clear is not as good. Yeah, they would be screwed. Just certain runes change your style from farming versus ganking. On a champion like Graves, and you can go like Fleet versus Dark Harvest, shit like that. Like sort of, but not really. At the end of the day, like not really. It's so small that not really. Would you say that it's advisable to play champs with different playstyles? because I really enjoy Gwen and Lilia, but I also like Poppy and Elise. Absolutely not. You should play like yeah. It's like it's something that I strongly go against. I didn't realize you said inadvisable. Yeah, it's like you should play the same style. It's boring. It's more mundane. Okay, here's the thing. Today I wake up and I want to have fun with League, then that's fine. But you need to understand that that's bringing you further away from your ranked goal in League. If you want to have fun and you want to play Poppy and Elise, go have fun. But at the end of the day, if your goal is to climb, you should play the easier style and the style you're probably better at. So it's just like, okay, if you're better at Gwen and Lilia, then play Gwen and Lilia. So it really just depends on what your goal is. If you want to just have fun with League and you want to sort of climb, then fuck it. Like, go enjoy it. Go enjoy yourself. This is like, the advice I give is purely when like you want to climb as fast as you possibly can. What do you do if you're against two junglers, one invading and one farming their camps? Okay, if that really happens, man, is that annoying. Honestly, again, it's the same concept, guys. When you're getting invaded, just do not do what Pantheon did. You guys need to understand, like, the worst thing you can do is what this Pantheon did, right? Pantheon lost his top side. He's going to lose his camps. If Pantheon right now recalled and went to the bot side, or he just like left and tried to find a different play, Pantheon is still in the game. What happens is people do this. Same question earlier when I think that's who's that asking? Inca asking, like, what do? You don't do this. That's the bare minimum. Do not do this. A lot of people do this. Them MC Nuggets. This guy's probably like diamond at least. Masters player. Right, okay, he's not a jungle main, but like he plays some jungle. Because a Masters player and he's doing shit like this, right? So that's why you just understand, like, man, like, it's one thing you guys can do better. Just not do this, okay? Don't kill yourself. Should Pantheon then go into enemy red side or just blue side to be safe? Pantheon has no camps to take. He just will impact mid lane, try to gank mid lane, or try to gank bot lane. He would just have to apply pressure on the map. That's all he can do. Take the bot crab. Take the L. You have to just take the L. What's going to happen is Xin Zhao is going to clear Krugs. Xin Zhao is going to clear this camp. And then Xin Zhao has all of this to clear. If Xin Zhao clears all of this, then Pantheon gets to do this and sit around bot lane, maybe take his Krugs, or maybe gank bot lane. Now the blue side bot lane cannot play League of Legends because Pantheon lives there. Sure, Xin Zhao's going to be ahead. Sure, it's bad for the game. Sure, if everyone plays perfectly, Pantheon's lost. Are they going to play perfectly? No. Enemy bot lane's probably going to die. Blue side bot lane's probably going to die. 9 out of 10 times, they're going to die. Make sense? It's just applying pressure elsewhere and giving yourself the chance to pressure them. So look, like later on in the game, like the Aphelios died, and then look here, the Nidalee is pressuring the lane like this, and like Lux and Mill are freezing the wave. If Pantheon just went down bot lane and just went behind the tri-bush here, these guys are fucking dead. Cool. We found a way back into the game. Okay, so when you're getting invaded and you're losing camps, do not do me this favor. Do not just die and like stay on the same side of the map. Go trade. Go to the other side of the map. All right, guys. It's gonna be it for questions. It's gonna be everything. I'll have this recorded. I'll have this posted. But hopefully this gives you guys more idea of like what you should be playing, how you should be looking at the game. But yeah. All right.